Hello everyone, welcome to Grade 7 Linear Equation Part 2, and the skills we are going to cover in this video will be fraction level 1. So you find that there are two highly similar questions, and what I want to do in this video is to teach you how to solve those questions and solve it and avoid to move the operation in the wrong order. For example, if you move the 3 divided by 3 to the right hand side become multiply 3, that will be definitely wrong. And I will tell you that why we cannot do it. So for this question, we cannot multiply the 3 to the right hand side because the 3 is only for 2x. 2x divided by 3, but the minus 1 didn't divide by 3. So we cannot move the things which is partially belongs to one guy to the right. Or you can think in this way. We can only move the last action. The last action, which is minus 1, will be the last action to the right. So if divided by 3 is not the last action, we cannot move it. So in this case, what you need to do, you have two methods. Actually, to be honest, I would like to introduce both methods and explain in detail. For method 1, I think if you know that minus 1 will be the last action, then we can move the minus 1 to the right hand side to be plus 1. And that will be 6. After that, I think you can remove it one by one. Maybe divided by 3, we can go to the right hand side, become multiply 3, and we can get 18 finally. And we can multiply 2, move to the right hand side, become divided by 2, so we will have a x equals 9 as your final answer. This is one of the method. And there will be one more method. I think the method that will be more generic, and I prefer this. Although this question, this method look more tedious, but I think this is more conceptually easier and more generic when you go to those difficult questions. So firstly, I think if you do not want to judge which number should be the first guy to be moved to the right hand side, you can try to use 通分mode to handle the question. Because 3 is not belongs to everyone on the left hand side. 3 only belongs to 2x. So what I need to do is to combine these two guys so that the 3, both of them have the divided by 3. So I can use 通分mode and make it multiply 3 in the denominator. Actually, I convert the 1 to 3 over 3. Because you can imagine in this way, 1 is actually 1 over 1. We can multiply 3 on both sides and change 1 to 3 over 3. After that, we can combine the fraction. Because whenever the denominator are the same, we can combine the numerator and form it. So we can move the 3 now, because the 3 belongs to everyone on the left-hand side. It is actually the grand total divided by 3. So the 3 is the outermost layer. We can move it to the right, and we get 3 times 5, which is 15. Move the minus 3 to the right, become plus 3, which is 18. And finally, we can get 9 as your result. Actually, both methods are good methods, but to be honest, I prefer this method because sometimes you cannot move the term to the right hand side easily if the term involves some complicated things. So I like to use method 2 for the remaining question if we need to use the skills to deal with the question. So for question 8, I think 3 is already the outermost layer in this question, so we move it to the right. So 2x minus 1 equals 15. So 2x, we move the minus 1 to the right, become plus 1. So there will be 16 finally. Multiply 2, become divided by 2, so finally there will be 8. So this is not a difficult question, but you need to think carefully. Do not move the 1 to the right hand side. So for this question, I think you find that the difference is the right hand side is now ugly. Instead of a handsome number, it is something related to x. So what you need to do is to move the 2 to the right hand side. Actually, every time we want to get rid of the denominator, we want to remove the denominator, so we will put it on the right hand side. Divided by 2 become multiply 2. But bear in mind to add a bracket. 2 multiply bracket x minus 1. And the next step will be the removing bracket technique we have learned in skill 1. So we try to remove the bracket so that we can save the x out of the bracket. So that will be 2x. And the rainbow 2 multiply minus 1, that will be minus 2. And then we can move all the terms with x to the left hand side, and we can get 3x minus 2x minus 2, move it to the right hand side, minus 1 become plus 1. So we will have 3x minus 2x, which is x already. So minus 2 plus 1, which is minus 1. So that will be the final answer. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. For the next question, actually you can have two methods to choose, but actually I would prefer method 2. So for this question, method 2 is about 通分母. So whenever I deal with this type of question, I would try to make the 3 belongs to everyone on the left hand side. So that will be 4x over 3. I just copy it directly, and the 1 I just convert to 3 over 3 again. And on the right hand side, we want to save the x out of the bracket. So I think I'm going to do the removing bracket technique again. 2x minus 6. Don't forget to multiply 2 for the second guy. And then I think it's time to combine the fraction. The denominator are the same. That means I can combine the numerator and form one single fraction. And then we can move the 3 to the right hand side, and that will be 3 multiply 2x minus 6. And then of course we need to removing bracket again, so that I can get rid of the bracket and save the x out of the bracket, so that they are free to move. Okay, so let's move all the x to the left hand side. 4x minus 6x minus 3 become plus 3 on the right. Don't forget this is minus 18. Don't just copy 18. So this is minus 2x equals minus 15, and finally you will get x equals minus 15 divided by minus 2. Bear in mind that this is a multiply minus 2 instead of minus 2. Okay, so when you move to the right hand side, that will be divided by negative 2. Okay, divided by negative 2, because we are times negative 2. So move to the right hand side, become divided by negative 2. So we can cancel out the minus to make the number hand sum, which is 15 over 2. So this is the final answer. So for question 11, of course, we need to make it to actually make a common denominator. So you find that whenever we deal with this complicated question, method 1 is not that useful. Even I move this guy to the right hand side, I still need to use 通分母 as the final technique to solve this question. So I prefer method 2. Method 2 is always my favorite method. So for this question, I want to convert this guy so that he have a denominator 2. So what I need to do is, you need to recognize that 4x is actually 4x over 1. I think this is what you have learned in primary section. So this is 4x over 1. Actually, they are the same. So if I want to give him a denominator 2, so I should multiply 2 on both sides. So we can have 8x, okay, over 2 by multiplying 2 here and 2 here. And then we just copy directly, and we can combine. It's time to combine the fraction. So after we combine the fraction, we can have 8x minus 3x and x minus 1. We have a single fraction now. Originally, we have two separate guys. Now we have one single combined version. So we have moved the 2 to the right-hand side to be 2 multiply x minus 1. Remember that x minus 1, they are one single family, and they will face the 2 together. Okay, they are being multiplied together. So I will have a bracket here. So we have a rainbow method again, removing bracket again, 2x minus 2. Don't forget to multiply both guys. And this one, we can change it to 5x. 8x minus 3x, that means 8 candy minus 3 candy. Finally, you have 5 candies left. So we move all the terms with x to the left. All the term without x remain on the right hand side. And finally, we will get the answer, which is x equals minus 2 over 3. Times 3 become divided by 3. Okay, that's all for this question. And let's move on to the final question. For the final question, we find that there is a fraction on the right hand side. There is a denominator. But what you need to do is, maybe we need to do it step by step. On the left hand side, I think we have a bracket, so you better remove it firstly at the first step. So if you remove it, we can have minus 2x plus 2. Be careful. Minus 2 multiply minus 1, we have plus 2 as a final result. So after you remove the bracket, you find that there is a little bit more handsome than in the previous stage. So you can move the 5 to the left, and we'll have 5 multiplied minus 2x plus 2, 6x plus 1 on the right. So you can do a rainbow method. That means the removing bracket technique again. So minus 10x plus 10, 6x minus, plus 1. So you move all the x to the left, you have minus 10x minus 6x plus 1. Actually, this is the 1. And then minus 10. So finally, you have minus 9. And be careful, this is minus 16x, not minus 4x, okay? Be careful. Multiply negative 16, go to the right-hand side, become divided by negative 16. So this will be the final answer. Okay, this will be the final answer, and this is the end of this video. I hope that you can understand how this is the equation can be solved by using 通分母, which is the key of this video. Thank you very much.